Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we really dig into interesting sources and, well, pull out the key stuff so you're instantly up to speed.
Yeah, get you right into the core of it.
Exactly. So today, we're looking at a podcast script, actually. It's from The Art of Outdoor Living.
Oh yeah, the one my VizX Design Studios.
That's the one. The episode is called When DIY Doesn't Work. Stories from the Field.
Okay, sounds intriguing. So, stories about DIY gone wrong.
Pretty much. It uses a story, a narrative, to really highlight why getting professional design help for outdoor spaces is often, well, pretty crucial.
Makes sense. Stories stick with you more than just a list of warnings.
For sure. So our mission here is to unpack those stories, understand the common pitfalls of trying to DIY these big outdoor projects, and really see the value professionals bring.
Right, what VizX Design Studios is showcasing in their podcast. It's effective because it starts with something so relatable, doesn't it? It draws you right into a homeowner's shoes.
It really does. You're not just being told, don't do this. You're kind of living through it as things start to unravel.
Okay, so where does the script start us off?
It starts in what the script calls the known world. We meet this guy, Mike. He's got this great vision for his backyard,
Yeah.
Wants a proper oasis.
Like a patio fire pit, the works?
Yeah, exactly. A patio for entertaining, a nice fire pit, maybe a pergola for shade. The whole dream.
And his reasons, let me guess, saving money.
That's a big one, definitely. Plus, he's watched a bunch of DIY videos online, and honestly, it looks pretty straightforward in those.
The 10-minute transformation video that hides hours of prep work and potential problems.
You got it. And then he finds someone cheaper on Facebook Marketplace, I think it said, way less than the established pros.
Okay. So that's a known world, feels comfortable, seems like he's in control, saving cash.
Right. Feels like a smart move, but, and this is key, the script points out what's missing.
Like what?
No proper contract, no real design plans drawn up, no mention of permits.
Ooh, okay. Alarm bells. Very informal.
Totally informal. And that, as you can probably guess, kind of sets the stage for, well, the next part.
Which the script calls
Chaos.
apt. So this is where the wheels come off the DIY wagon.
Oh, absolutely. That dream starts turning into a bit of a nightmare, fast. The script is really specific examples, which is great.
Right.
Well, the concrete patio, it starts cracking almost right away. Turns out the base wasn't prepped properly at all.
Oh, classic. That's fundamental.
What else? The slope, the pitch of the patio, it's wrong. So when it rains, the water pools up and runs towards his house foundation.
Oh, no. That's bad. Really bad. Drainage is everything.
Tell me about it. And then there's the pergola. It wasn't secured right, so it starts shifting and wobbling when the wind picks up. Kind of dangerous, actually.
Yikes. And the fire pit. Let me guess.
Yep. Installed without any heat protection underneath. Just straight onto whatever surface was there. Big fire hazard.
Wow. So it's not just one thing, it's a whole cascade of problems stemming from cutting corners and, well, lack of knowledge.
Exactly. These aren't just cosmetic issues. They affect safety, how the space even functions, how long it'll last. It's a mess.
And that initial feeling of control Mike had.
Gone. Totally replaced by stress and watching the costs rack up way beyond what he expected.
Because fixing this stuff isn't cheap.
Not at all. And the script makes this crucial point. Mike didn't even know what he didn't know.
Yeah, that's the real danger zone with complex projects. You lack the understanding of codes, the right materials, how everything interacts.
The sheer complexity of it all.
Yeah.
Those DIY videos make it look simple, but they often skip over the tricky bits, the regulations, the things that require real experience.
Absolutely. They don't show you how to deal with unexpected soil conditions or, what happens when an inspector shows up.
And the script, The Art of Outdoor Living, makes it clear this isn't just Mike's isolated story. It says, chaos disrupts order every single day in outdoor living because of situations just like this.
So it's pervasive. These DIY disasters are happening all the time.
Seems like it. The source highlights common issues dealing with weather delays, navigating inspections, structural stuff like retaining walls.
Retaining walls are a huge one. So much engineering involved that people just don't realize.
Right, and these are things that amateurs or even unqualified cheaper hires just aren't equipped to handle properly.
And often the professionals aren't just called in to tweak something minor.
No, the script says they're often called in to basically tear out the failed DIY attempt and start over. A complete fix.
Which, completely wipes out any initial savings. That idea of a false economy really comes through.
Totally. The cost to fix it, plus the time, the stress, it ends up costing way more than doing it right the first time.
So the professionals finally get called in. What happens then, according to the script?
Well, their job is bigger than just patching the cracks or anchoring the pergola.
Right, it can't just be surface fixing.
Exactly. The art of outdoor living emphasizes this idea of a comprehensive redesign. It's about looking at the whole space.
Taking a step back.
Yeah. Making sure it works structurally, it looks good aesthetically, and importantly, that it actually gives the homeowner that feeling they wanted initially. You know, the enjoyment, the relaxation.
Fulfilling the original vision, but properly this time.
Precisely. And the script is realistic about the cost. Usually ends up being more than Mike's original DIY budget.
But the difference is...
The difference is you actually get the result. A functional, beautiful, safe backyard that's built correctly and meets code. You get what you paid for, finally.
That really highlights the value, doesn't it? It's not just labor. It's the design sense, the planning, the knowledge of materials, the project management.
All of that. And the script has this really interesting way of framing the professionals, not just as workers, but as guides and translators.
Ooh, I like that. Guides and translators. Explain that a bit.
Well, they bridge the gap, right, between the homeowner's dream, which might be a bit vague, and the actual nuts and bolts of building it.
Translating the vision into plans, into reality, and navigating all the technical stuff. That's definitely a skill VizX Design Studios emphasizes.
Yeah, navigating between, as the script says, order and chaos. Sometimes they even push clients a bit, proactively.
Yeah, also.
Like challenging assumptions, encouraging them to think bigger or plan more holistically for the space, maybe suggesting things the homeowner hadn't considered, but that would really elevate the design.
Opening up possibilities,
Yeah.
aligning with that transformative potential the art of outdoor living talks about.
Right. And then there's the reactive role, like in Mike's case, stepping in when things have gone wrong.
Restoring order, fixing the mess, basically. Bringing back the peace of mind.
Bringing structure back to the chaos, exactly. Rescuing the project.
It's a powerful narrative they build in that script.
It really is. And it leads to this final thought in the main discussion. Every backyard tells a story.
That's evocative.
Yeah. And then it asks you, the listener, directly, do you want it to be a tragedy or a transformation?
Wow, that hits home. Ties Mike's story right back to the listener's own potential projects. A core message from the art of outdoor living, for sure.
It really frames the choice, doesn't it? The story your backyard tells could be one of frustration, ongoing issues, maybe even danger.
Or it could be one of enjoyment, beauty, adding value to your home and life, like the artistry VizX Design Studios promotes.
Absolutely. So the takeaway is pretty clear. If you're looking at a big outdoor project feeling overwhelmed, or maybe you're already dealing with a DIY attempt that's not quite right.
It might be worth seriously considering what professional help could bring. Based on these stories from the art of outdoor living, the value seems pretty evident for complex jobs.
That initial investment might prevent a whole lot of heartache and expense down the line.
That DIY spirit is great, but sometimes you really do need the pros for a safe, lasting, and satisfying result.
Well, that brings us to the end of this deep dive, exploring the insights from the art of outdoor living by VizX Design Studios. Hope it gave you something to think about.
Yeah, definitely some valuable perspectives there.
Until next time, our advice, inspired by the source, design boldly, build beautifully.
And live outside the box.